In this presentation, we're going to teach you how to get the most leads and sales from your digital business card. This will be a complete walkthrough training, and I promise I will respect your time. Now here's exactly what you can expect from this short training session. The first thing is we're going to talk about the headshot that you need to have your business card, and why the right headshot is key. We're also going to get into detail with the branding and the colours that you use on your business card. We're going to talk about how you need to emphasise what's called the CTA. The CTA is short for call to action. Then we're going to talk about why less is more when it comes to your digital card. Next, we're going to do a complete walkthrough where I'm going to set up the card with you. Finally, we're going to talk about some of the additional features that you can turn on. This is where the real power is. When you're done with this short training, you will be set up with your digital business card. So let's dive right in. The first thing is the right headshot is key. And this is your first impression, and it's very important. So if I look at this picture, this is a bad headshot. She is not looking towards the camera. We're distracted with the plate that she has in her hand. And we've seen clients do this, where they have a guitar in their hand, or they'll have a clipboard or something like that. Instead, what you want to have is a straight-on headshot where you are clearly looking at the camera and you are dressed for success. This is your first impression. You want to make sure that you're smiling. You want to make sure that you're wearing colours that instill trust. You want to make sure that this is memorable, and you only have to do this once. You only have to have that $1 million shot that you've not only able to use for your business card, but you're able to use it for all your branding and all of your marketing. So take a real quick look at this, the good headshot versus the bad headshot. There are branding strategists that'll tell you that this is a power shot looking away from the camera. I'm here to tell you that you want to look directly into the eyes of your prospect. They can tell a lot by looking at your eyes. So please take the time to go out there and get that $1 million headshot. What I recommend is that you find a photographer in your area. You can go to Google and do a search for female power shots or male power shots. You'll find images that you resonate with. What you want to do is take somebody with you when you do that photo shoot, so that they can position your hands and help with your jewellery and put your watch or your French cuffs in place. Those little details make sense when you want to get this $1 million power shot. Next, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of magic that you can do to make your headshot memorable. So if we take this same power shot here, this is before the magic, and what we want is not to have a white background and not to have a black background. Instead, we want something like this. Obviously, this young lady was not in front of a window. She was not in front of a bridge when this shot was taken. So how do we do this? Well, that's what you're able to do. You can remove the background and then you're able to replace it with an image. The good news is that this is not something that you need to do. You don't need to learn about graphics or visual editing or anything else. Instead, you let the experts do the job and you focus on your business. So, I'm going to give you 2 resources that you can use right now to create these beautiful custom headshots for less than the cost of a latte. The first one is there's a website called unsplash.com. What you want to do is go to unsplash.com and find the background image of your choice. You can have a background with an office, or with flowers, or mountains, or rivers, whatever you choose. The best part is these backgrounds are very high resolution backgrounds. They're huge. You could make a billboard out of them, and they're free. They won't cost you anything. Once you've found your background, you can go to a site called Fiverr. Fiverr will replace your background with the background that you chose and add your headshot to it. They'll charge you around $5 to $10. If you don't know what background you want to use, then simply communicate with your editor on Fiverr. They'll help you with the background to suit your business. Whatever the case may be, let them choose the background for you because they're the experts. So write down these 2 resources. Number 1 is unsplash.com, where you can find your backgrounds, and number 2 is fiverr.com, where you're going to find the graphic artist that is going to knock out your background and replace it with the background of your choice, or let them choose the background for you. Next, we're going to look at the branding that we use with our colours. There's a very simple rule to this, and that is that any more than 2 colours becomes chaos. It will look busy and unprofessional. If we look at this mock-up, you can see that it pops. And there are 2 primary colours. The first one is black and the second one is red. When you're creating your icons and buttons, you want to make sure that you use the exact colour code that you have in your power shot. If you're wearing a blue suit, you want to use that exact blue in the mock-up. In this mock-up, she's wearing red. We want to use the exact red, and I'll show you how to do that once I place the icons on the screen. I recommend a tool you can download to do this. It's called an eyedropper tool. With the eyedropper tool, I am able to get the exact colour code that is used in the red. So when I put the buttons or icons on the screen, I am using the exact colour red. So I take my eyedropper tool and I place it right there on that red, and it's going to give me the exact colour code. I can use that colour code throughout my branding and all of my marketing. If you're a Windows user, the eyedropper that I recommend is called Instant Eyedropper. You can download it from instanteyedropper.com. If you're an Apple user, there is an alternative called Just Color Picker. You can download it from justcolorpicker.com. These tools are free and they're going to give you the exact colour code you need so that you look like $1 million. Now let's talk about your CTA, also known as your call to action. You definitely need to know what your call to action is. To define this, I would ask, what is your goal for anybody that's looking at your business card? Let's look at some basic calls to action. The first thing is they can obviously call you. If you look at the mock-up on the screen, we have a button that says call me. In addition, they can text me. They can email me, they can visit my website, or they can visit any of my social media accounts. I'll show you those icons here shortly. So they could visit LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Now we can get a little bit advanced with our calls to action as well. This is where you and your business really start to profit. This is where they can download your V-card. This enables your contact information to be saved into their phone directory instantly. They can also make an appointment with you. We can add a button on the screen that says Make Appointment. They can take a survey, they can fill out an application, and so much more. With our advanced calls to action, we'll talk about these shortly. The main takeaway here is that you not only understand what your call to action needs to be, but you also need to find a way to make them pop. So in our mock-up, Melissa is wearing red, and therefore I have black buttons that are popping off her suit. Had I chosen a red button, it would have blended in with her suit, and most people would not have seen it and certainly would not have emphasized the call to action. Now, it's also important for you to understand that there are a lot of features that you can turn on with your card. However, you don't need to turn on everything. Now that you understand what your call to action is, you also need to understand that less is more. So let's take a look at the options available. The first thing is you can turn on or off your name and title. You can turn on or off your page icons, your small icons, and your buttons below. I'm going to show you what all of these mean. Just understand that you really don't want to have all of these turned on at once, because your card is going to look busy. It will confuse your main call to action. Your prospect is not going to know what to do. We have a simple goal, and that is to get them to call us, or to email us, or to visit our site. Whatever the case may be, we have to focus on that goal, so don't confuse the prospect. Remember the goal. Remember the call to action, because a confused mind doesn't take action at all. Instead, they're going to leave without doing a thing. So let's take a look at the options available for your card. This mock-up is very simple, basic, yet powerful. We have our $1 million power shot, and then we have the buttons. These are the calls to action right there on the power shot. Even though it's very simple, it's very powerful, and what most people prefer to have when they set up their card. Now let's go ahead and add the name and title. So now you can see we have her name, which is Melissa Davis, her title, which is Social Media Expert. We still have our calls to action there, which are buttons. We have the name and title combined with the buttons. This is the second choice that most people prefer to have. It is very powerful as well. Now we're going to add small icons to the card. If you look here at the bottom, you'll see that there's a row that has 6 icons. Here I can deploy all my social media properties. I can put my phone there so they can call me, they can text me, and I can have them visit my website. This bar can be displayed on the top or the bottom of the card. It's completely up to you. Now we're going to add what are called page icons to the card. These icons are actually on the power shot itself. You decide which of these icons you want to display there. You can display 6 page icons on your card. These page icons can be displayed on the left or the right side, and you can display 3 icons on each side. You'll notice that our card is getting busy, and this may be the reason why you don't want to deploy everything all at once. We made this process super easy. Matter of fact, these icons and buttons turn on and off with the flip of a switch. I'm going to show you this shortly. If you look at the screenshot, we have the box that says Layout Settings. If I want to turn on or off my name and title bar, I just flip the switch. If I want to turn off my small icons, I just flip the switch. And if I want to turn off my page icons, you guessed it, I just flip the switch. Simple steps for you to be able to manage and modify your business card on the fly. So you load your image, input your name and title, fill out your links such as your social media links, your phone number, your number where they can text you, and your website. And then you're going to flip switches on or off so that you can change your card on the fly. It's that easy. Now we're going to go through a live demo. I'm going to set up this business card with you. You should have received access details so that you can log into admin and do this demo with me. If you didn't, you need to check your email again because it should be there inside your email. Okay, I'm over here on the login page and I've entered my username and my password. You should have received your access details in an email with the URL to your login page. Your login page may look a little different depending on what we have going on. Once you click the login button, you will be taken to the portal where you can go ahead and set up your business card. You will see a sample business card displayed. This is our end goal. So the first thing we need to do is click on the first box labelled Personal Information. Next, you enter your name and your title. You can also choose a font colour for your name and for your title. Next, you can set a background colour. The background colour highlights the name and title. Next, we're going to upload a profile picture. The recommended size for the profile image is 600 pixels by 587 pixels. There is also a tool to crop your images. So if the image is too big, it's okay. If it's too small, it's okay. You can enlarge it. Next, click on the Upload Profile Picture button and then the Upload button. Next, you select the folder your image is in and you select the image and click Open. The image is then placed inside the cropper. At this point you can zoom in or out with the slider, adjusting the image until you get the desired result. If the image is really large in size, you can go up or down or left and right as well. Once you're happy with the image, click on the Add Image button. Now that this is done, the image has been set, and if you want to replace the image, click on the trash can. Then go ahead and upload a new profile picture. Next, I'm going to minimize this and click on the next plus sign, which is Required Settings. Depending on what level you have, you may or you may not see these two drop-downs. This is a pro feature. This allows you to add an application or a survey to your digital business card. And you can also add an appointment, which is also tied to your business card. So for now, I'm going to leave these blank. And I'll go ahead and I'll add the email address, the website, the Facebook account, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and also a phone number so you can receive calls. And you can add the same number so you can receive your text messages. Once this is done, you can go ahead and click the Create My Card button. When completed, a card URL is created that will display the business card once it is added to a browser. So now I'm going to open an app that will display my phone on the screen. At the same time, we can keep modifying things in the admin section so that you can see the changes happen in real time. So what I'll do is make changes and we'll see how they are reflected on the phone. As you can see, there are no buttons, no icons, and not even a title. So, the first thing is to decide which page icons we want to turn on. I'm going to turn on the phone number and the text message. I'll minimize this section and then decide which small icons to turn on. That's if we want to turn them on at all. Remember, less is more. For the sake of this example, I'm going to turn on the email address, the phone number, the text, the website. Show Appointment and Show Survey are advanced features. So for now, I'm going to turn on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm able to do 6 small icons, so let's minimize this. And now we have button number 1 and button number 2. For button number 1, what I want to do is add my phone number. So I'll choose phone number and type call me. For button number 2, I'll choose website and type visit my site. Then I can choose my background color. Black is actually pretty good because she is wearing a red coat. As soon as I click on create my card, the only thing that's going to happen is the 2 buttons are going to appear. The reason is because even though I have decided which page icons I want to use and which small icons I want to have, nothing will appear until I set the layout settings. So I'll click create my card and let's see what we'll have on the phone. So let's click on the phone and refresh it, and you'll see that we have the 2 buttons. The 2 buttons are automatically turned on, and then somebody can call the number or can visit the website. Remember, you definitely want to have it where they can make an appointment with you or fill out one of your surveys or applications. These are a pro feature. So let's go to our layout settings and turn on our name and title bar. We click the button and you see the switch turns back on. Let's save it and go back here to our phone, and we should see the name and title appear. That is what we mean by being able to flip a switch and things appear and disappear, giving you total flexibility where you can change things on the fly. Let's go back to our layout settings and turn on our small icons. So I'll switch them on. Click the Create My Card button, bring back our phone, and once we refresh it, you'll see the small icons appear at the bottom. If you take the eyedropper tool I taught you how to use earlier, we get the same red code to match the icons code. This is how we make the card look extremely professional. Let's go back to our layout settings, and now we'll turn on our page icons, and they're going to start on the left side. So we'll click the Create My Card button, bring the phone back on the screen, refresh the phone again, and you'll see the page icons. Now we have the buttons on and the small icons at the bottom, as well as the name and title. It's very busy. Remember, less is more. So let's go back to the layout settings and turn off the name and title, the small icons and the page icons. I want an image with 2 buttons on it. So we'll bring the phone back, refresh it, and now you'll see how by changing the switches on and off, you have total control over what is going to appear on your card. Now what I want to do is show you the beautiful and responsive surveys that I was talking about in the demo. So here are screenshots from actual surveys we have working for us. As you can see, the image on the left is what the survey looks like on a laptop or desktop, and on the right is what it looks like on a mobile device. And it works for Android and Apple. So the survey is what you're going to use to determine how you should market your prospects. You're also going to find out what they think of your products or services, what they think of your restaurant, and what they think of your coffee. There are so many reasons to use a survey, but one of the main reasons is they lead to sales. Next we have something called an application. Now an application is a little bit different than a survey. An application means business, and usually when someone fills out an application, they're going to enroll in one of your products or your services, which means they're filling out the application and they know that they're going to pay you. And so over here on the left, you can see this is what the application looks like on a laptop or desktop. And over here on the right, this is what the application looks like on a mobile device. Again, Android or Apple. And the last thing I want to show you is what your appointment schedule will look like. So over here on the left side, this is what your appointment schedule will look like on a laptop or a desktop. And so your prospect opens up your appointment. They see the available slots you have, and then they go ahead and lock in a date or time, and you get notified, and they get notified of the date and time. And then you simply have the appointment with them at that specific time. Over here on the right hand side, you can see this is what your appointment scheduler will look like from a mobile device, and you guessed it, Apple as well as Android. So now that your business card is set up, you have the opportunity to unleash the real power, and all you need to do is click the link inside of your account. And we have different specials and promotions going on all the time. Your prospects will now be able to download your V-card right from the digital business card. They'll be able to make an appointment from your business card and your appointment scheduling system. They'll be able to take a survey from your business card. They'll be able to fill out an application and so much more. This is real power that we have with our digital business cards. Now, once you get set up with that, you have to understand that you're at the start of something great. You see, we're an all-inclusive marketing system. And so with our system, you're able to build internal lead generation pages, such as landing pages, where the goal is to get the name, email, and phone number, applications, surveys, appointments, and so much more. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that you also have an app that comes with your digital business card. And so with this app, you're able to send out your digital business cards. So when you meet somebody, you simply grab their name and their phone number and we'll automatically send a message telling them how to download their card. But the best part is it also keeps track of everybody that you send the card to, so that you don't lose track where you met somebody. The app will keep track for you, but there's so many more features that we can turn on inside the app. You see, this app allows you to stay on top of everything happening with your leads. So you're able to call, text and email. You're able to have hot lead notifications. You have a complete user database. You have what I call mobile sales pipelines, personal appointments. You have a list of daily tasks. You're able to send out your digital business card and so much more. Now this here is another one of our pro features, but right now I want you to start playing with your app so that you can send your digital business card to the people you meet. This is where I'm going to conclude this presentation. Now you know how to go out there and get that $1 million power shot. You know about the colours and the branding that you need to set up with your card. You know how to set up your actual card and flip the switches. You now know where you have the ability to deploy surveys, applications and appointments with our Pro system. And there are so many other Pro features available once you're set up and ready to rock and roll. So I encourage you to reach out to us with a number here on the screen, because we're ready to handle all of your marketing needs when it comes to systems, automations, processes and advertising. We're also here to make sure that you get set up with your digital business card. So if you have any questions at all during this presentation, please reach out to the number here on the screen. And on that note, go get set up with your business card, and we look forward to hearing from you real soon. Take care.